With Britain officially in recession, small businesses are on the receiving end of the credit crunch. But here in the North East, Liberal Democrats are trying to find out exactly what the impact of the downturn is on local employers. And they're carrying out a survey of 5,000 businesses across the region, and the survey coordinator is the Euro MP for the North East, Fiona Hall. Fiona, what exactly are you trying to find out by doing this survey?
Well, we're very aware that small businesses are not all the same, and the impact of the recession varies according to the type of business, the location of the business. So we want to go out and listen to people, because it's impossible to know how to tackle this if you don't actually know what's happening on the ground. And we are going to be putting our results together and telling the government about what we found out, and that's the way in which we can genuinely help with real answers to real problems down on the ground in the North East.
Okay, well, one organisation that can help small businesses is local government, and I'm joined by John Shipley, who's leader of Newcastle City Council. John, what's Newcastle doing to help small businesses in your area?
Well, we're doing two immediate things. The first is that we are identifying 7,000 small businesses in Newcastle who we buy services from, and we are paying invoices to them as quickly as we can. We're aiming at a timescale of 10 working days, and we've got now to about halfway of delivering that objective, and more we're just trying to make sure that small businesses get a better cash flow. The other is that we reckon that we have around £1 million of unclaimed small business rate relief, and we have staff out knocking on small business doors saying, do you realise that you may well qualify for small business rate relief, getting people to complete the necessary forms. But we're also urging government to bring in an automatic system nationally for small business rate relief by identifying those small businesses that should qualify and then automatically giving them to them. At the moment, we don't have that legal power.
Right, okay. Well, one person who's actually been speaking to small business, to people running small businesses, and who's a small business person herself, is Carol Woods. Carol, you are the candidate for Durham City. What are business people saying in your patch?
Well, most of the business people that we spoke to yesterday, and we spoke to about 20 businesses across a range of shops and a paving sort of landscape gardener, a timber merchant, a garage. One of the common themes is that people are saying that the media reporting actually make it worse. In that initially one of the business people told me when Northern Rock had all the problems 18 months ago, then a large number of people stopped spending any money, and the business that he was running took a dip. And as confidence came back a bit, then people gradually started spending again, and then we had the HBOS problems, and the same thing happened again. And it's difficult to see how you can change that, because obviously people want to hear what's actually happening. But it's the confidence in the market. It's people's confidence that they'll have a job, that they can spend money, that they can do up their garden, that they can. One of the people I spoke to yesterday dealt with aluminium and UPVC windows, and told me that the bottom had fallen completely out of the market. Just nobody was buying them. And I think the big problem is that many small businesses depend obviously on the local community, and if the local community have all decided to sort of tighten their belts and not spend any money, then we've got very big problems. And that's part of the issue. The other part, of course, is money supply. But actually most of the businesses I spoke to that are local in Durham had more of a problem, because their long-term business has been there a long time, in terms of actually just their customers drying up.
Okay. Well, the survey is going to be carried out during the rest of January and through February, and hopefully we'll have some results by March.